The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "Do not give what is holy to dogs or throw your pearls before swine, lest they trample them underfoot and turn and tear you to pieces. Do to others what you would have them do to you. This is the law and the prophets. Enter through the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the road is broad that leads to destruction, and those who enter through it are many. How narrow the gate and constricted the road that leads to life, and those who find it are few." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Saints John Fisher and Thomas More, I think, are safely said to be saints of our time. They really witnessed to truth and the faith with their lives by shedding their blood. Thomas More, we're probably most familiar with. He resisted King Henry VIII and would not sign allegiance to the English church, from my understanding, opposed his unlawful divorce to Catherine, and then lost his head because of it. So there's a movie called Man for All Seasons, and it's a solid watch on Thomas More. But what he is famously kind of known for saying, to one degree or another, that disobeying your conscience is the greatest treason of all. Disobeying your conscience is the greatest treason of all, right? So they kept accusing him for committing treason, not abiding by the king. And he says, sorry, I got a different king, a more noble king, and that is God, who speaks to me through my conscience. So in light of today's gospel, I think we might be able to say that, following our informed conscience is the narrow way. That's the narrow way to life. Okay, it's easy to follow the crowd and just, let's not think for ourselves. Let's just do what everybody else is doing. That's the broad road that leads to destruction. The church has always said when we follow our conscience, we follow God. Now, the church always clarifies an informed conscience. And I would really highlight that today as all about following our conscience. Well, you can follow a disinformed conscience and justify all kinds of things. What we want to do is inform our conscience with the truth and then follow it. And that's what the church is here to do, to help us to do, is to inform our conscience with the ways of God. And then with that informed conscience, follow the voice of God in our minds and our hearts. That's where the Lord speaks to us. And that's the individual path to holiness. That's the narrow road that leads to life for sure, but also to justice. And it often is in opposition with the current flow, So let's not just kind of jump on the bandwagon and do what everybody else is doing. Let's think about it. Let's inform our conscience of the truth and then follow that voice in our hearts with conviction, even if it leads to death. So what? There's better life afterwards. Saints John Fisher and Thomas More and all the saints show us that life is worth dying for, life is worth living for. And the way to live it is that narrow road of following our informed conscience.